All right. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all glory and honor to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Also, we'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders like Great Millstone, who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect and the 1/3. I'm the brother Barak.
Brother Yo, what's up here?
And we're just going to be doing a various topics, open forum type of video. Right, so, I have right here, it says, Amazon plans to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with robots. So you know how right now, people are just bugging out. It's about to get real bad. I don't know if you can bring out that scripture about there will be no work for Egypt. Can you bring that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be real bad. And I believe Tesla is coming out with 1 million robots next year. So let's bring that
The
out.
book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Yeah, so these people are just, there's about to be no more jobs for these fucking people.
And, continuing on, it says
in
the 16th verse, in that day shall Egypt be like unto woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. So it's going to be like a scared woman, like a woman that doesn't have, anybody to protect her, because these people, man, they're going to be, they don't have the Lord to fall back on.
No, they might have a man. It's for the women that do have a man. They might not even be a man of the Lord. They might just be some fucking bloke. Some football watching bloke, or some fucking idiot, and they're gonna get destroyed too.
Some nigga that meddles himself in many matters, and you might have liked him when he was all big and macho and he looked some type of way and maybe made some money, but now that shit doesn't matter, man, because this guy doesn't have the Lord, man. He's just some tall
bloke, some fucking guy with money, some fucking dumbass with the fucking these cucks, these moes, these nice people,
guys,
but the thing is, bro, these bitches are they're just completely through, man. And the thing is, right, can you repeat that last part again? Right? These women are already starting to tremble. They're already feeling that squeeze of no more food stamps, right? No more Daddy Esau to help you.
And I'm gonna go back to that, and I have a precept right after to land back into, but I'm gonna repeat that precept over again. In that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord host, which he shaketh over it.
Yeah.
So, Lord's going to shake his wrath over you 2/3, men, and heathens who didn't want to hearken unto the voice of the Lord, man. You're scoffers and mockers, want to follow JC and want to follow the things of this world, man. The next big game, and the World Cup, and GTA 6, and all that other fucking nonsense, which is vanity in the world. That, you know what? None of it's going to matter, man. It's all just a distraction, and you fell for it because you people, man, that didn't want to listen to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are just stupid fools at the end of the day. And I had this precept, and this is the book of Psalms 146, 3-5. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His bread goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and in that very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that had Yahweh of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord, his God. So, ultimately, we get our help from the Lord, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's the one that, provides us and clothes us. We can't rely on these people, man. They wax worse and worse every day. And, their heart is deceitful, man. And the scriptures say, the heart is deceitful among all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So they just have envyings, jealousy. They want to just try to take advantage of you, man. Nobody in this world is sincere. They don't follow the Lord.
And I'm going to bring another picture out, right? So right here it says, this is the video from Apostle Tahar. It says, response, UK $85 fee if you refuse to take the digital ID. So, That's how crazy they already came out with this digital ID, and now certain places are charging a fee when you don't take that, you know. And then what does it lead to? Gradualism. So then you don't take that ID, you don't get the ID. The next thing you know is you don't take that chip, right? Because I believe it was the brother who was the servant of Yahushai, one of the brothers. He was saying you put a frog in water, right? In a boiling pot. You don't put it into boiling water immediately. You have to kind of like heat up the pot a little bit. That is exactly what this devil Esau Edom does.
He's slowly acclimating you, man, and causing slow bits of suffering, man. And eventually what he's going to do is he's going to starve you people out, man, until you just fold and take that. And this is the book of 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. So, we're not ignorant of this devil Esau's little scare tactics, man, and all the fear that he tries to put through the news and media and his bullying, because we know ultimately he's going to get destroyed, and this is the part of prophecy.
And you know what this devil will do? It's kind of like he'll do these little tests, like what he did in 2020, right? It's kind of like how do I say it? Like, you expose that frog or that person to boiling water once, you take them out, right? They already know what that feels like. So then you wait a lot longer, and then you put them back in there. That's exactly what they're doing. They basically did a little test with you people, and then they're playing the waiting game, and they're about to do another big test, but this time it's going to be the real thing. It's going to be World War III, that third world woe. It's going to be that mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip that's implemented in your right hand or your forehead.
Which we will bring out later.
And, yeah, we're going to bring that out because there's another post as well. I don't know, should we bring that out right now, or you got something else?
I had a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So, this guy is like, touching rust, man. Scraping your hand against rust. He just rust away.
He's like mold.
Iron. He's not iron. He's not stainless steel. This nigga is mold. This nigga is rust. He's like that stagnant pot of water that's just dirty, man. He's a dirty devil.
Yeah. And we knew a fucking Edomite. And this motherfucker, he basically came along and started putting in this fucking doctrine, this fucking doctrine, man. And people started following it because people, this man's a deceiver. He kind of improvises and puts on like a different act and stuff. But you can't fall for this man's devices, man.
And the devil's a liar, man. He's a deceiver. And Satan masquerades himself as an angel of light. So we see you niggas, man. You wicked ass niggas, man. You fucking monkeys, bro. And you know what? Shalak Rayam Mashapayim.
Shalak Rayam Mashapayim.
Evil people, man, that use the word of the Lord, man, for your own filthy lucre.
Yeah.
And to all you stupid fucking Edomites that want to mock and scoff at the name of the Lord too.
And I know they're watching these videos too, because from time to time these people will check up on your account and stuff. We know you're fucking watching our videos. Your people are wicked, man. And I'm gonna bring out a picture, correlating to what these people were talking about. So hold on, I'm gonna bring this out real quick, right? Okay, so it says right here. This is a post from the brother Rooted. He has another page, Endure These Last Days, right? So this brother basically said, Shalom, right? The mark of the beast is the RFID chip, and he's absolutely right. It's the form of the RFID chip in form of a microchip, and it will come in different forms, right? But under the post, he's basically responding to what these Yah Israelites, these false prophets are basically going on saying, right? Because it's mostly these Yah Israelites calling on the wrong names that are saying this, that are trying to El Shaddai, they're calling on Yoshua, Ahaya, Yah, and they put that these people basically said that the mark of the beast, they believe it's enforced Sunday observance for God's seventh Sabbath and his law. And man, what the fuck are you people talking about? You know, you people are fucking leading people astray. And you're just doing it to, you know, you want to break something out? But we can just tell you right now, this is completely going off.
Completely off. And we're going to break it down in the Strongs, in the interlinear concordance, precept upon precept, line upon line, man.
Because all you got to know is how can you buy or sell, you know, with the name of the Sunday observance. That just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
The Lord hasn't ultimately given you the spirit of prophecy to understand, man. And it's not that confusing. It's very simple.
You people are like the same people that are talking about, like, you are the same people that be speaking in, like, those gibberish tongues and stuff. You people like to just confuse people.
And I got a precept, and this is the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 2. It would better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he cast into the sea, than he should offend these little ones. So if you're leading the flock into sin, man, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you people. Shalak Rayam Mashpadim.
You want to know something? I don't give a fuck about you Israelites and what you guys say or think, man. If you're going off and you're preaching the wrong name and you're preaching the wrong breakdowns of the prophecies that are to come, then fuck you.
Yeah, you people just like to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they like to water things down.
That lovey-dovey spirit.
Yeah,
it's always about love. Man, the Lord's gonna put wrath on you people, man, and all these wicked people in the world, man. He don't love the Edomites, man. He doesn't love the Ishmaelites and the Moabites, man.
And you people are going up talking to an Edomite, you know, having them sit down with you and on your podcast and doing whatever. You know, what the fuck are you doing? You know, why are you being nice to this devil? You know? Now, obviously, you know, you have Israelites that will look like Edomites, right? You have Edomites that look like Moabites and Ammonites. But, you know, these people, man, they're just wicked, you know? They literally just break things down completely off. And these are the same thing people are mocking the apostles and elders at GMS. You know, we had one guy who we knew in person, and he was, you know, he basically said, you know, he was basically saying these people are not elders, these people are not apostles. Man, fuck you.
Yeah, man.
You know, fuck you, man.
It's always these people that come out of nowhere.
These are basically, and you should bring that out. Novice being lifted up with pride.
Yeah, and I have another precept right after that.
Cause you people come in, you know, we knew a guy. He came in. He didn't come to the truth, but you know, he supposedly, you know, started learning about, the Israelites and stuff. Within a month, he was already out teaching, and this guy was an Edomite
and leading people and trying to like actually like break things down that he had no idea about. And this nigga said that the book of Revelation, he had questions about it, man. Yeah. That's how you know these Edomites can have the understanding of the scriptures, man. And this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 6. Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he falls into condemnation of the devil. And this fucking guy was the most prideful piece of shit you ever... He was throwing fucking punches in the air. He was doing these stupid little fucking kicks with his little buzz cut pighead ass, man. Fucking... And, you know, we laugh about it, man, because it's just... This nigga was so stupid. And we... You know, the Lord put him in our path, man, so we could see and deal with Esau and see how much of a conniving bastard he is, and that only put the fury in our heart to go out and cut this nigga up with the scriptures even harder.
And that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know, he'll make you deal with certain people, even like your parents, like people you meet in real life, right? Because it's wisdom, and it also comes with experience,
yeah.
Right? So you have to gain wisdom and understanding, and that comes with a lot of experience as well. Right, with dealing with these people, it's ultimately a test, you know, to see if you're gonna be doers of the word and not just hearers.
It's about action.
This
is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And you know, you are being refined through these tests and things that you have to go through. And it's funny, man, because that devil that we were just speaking about, he always would repeat this verse over and over, and then do the same thing right after, man, and he would just try to masquerade him himself. and act all sorry, and that's Esau, man.
That's
Esau will
man.
do something to you.
Get-
He'll rape, rob, murder your people, steal their land, and do the most egregious things, and then he'll say sorry in this piss sorry fucking apology, man.
Cause I mean, look, I've dealt with Edomites like in a sense where like you might know some at school, or like you might meet them in like activities or real life, but man, like I didn't really know how Esau. I didn't really in a while felt like the annoyance of like an Edomite until like this guy popped up. You know what I'm saying? Like that really just solidified my hatred towards these people. And don't get me wrong, I always hated Esau, right? When I found out about this truth, but that when I met that guy, and this guy started going off, I was just like, yeah, this is like this is why the Lord's going to destroy these people.
And this is the precept in Jude 1 and 4. But there are many sort of men corrupt and unawares who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord Yahweh and our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So this guy, he came through the back door, man, out of nowhere. He came around. He was trying to teach people. This is story, and Tawadi Yahweh Shai Shai, he allowed us to see, it from a different perspective before we learned the truth. The way that we came in, me and the brother Barak, and this is the case for a lot of other brothers. They hear about the Israelites and they hear about the Bible and who it's meant for, and they're still learning, and then they get led to the true teachings of the elders and apostles at Great Millstone.
And these were the same people, because it wasn't just this guy. It was a couple of people that were telling us, not to do camp. Not to do lessons, telling us not to follow the apostles and the elders of GMS. These people were the same people, but no, we still went out, we still did the work. We were telling people, on the highways and byways, right, about the MOTB. We continue to tell people in these lessons, about the MOTB. We repeat it, but when you start saying things like worship, man, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You people need to fucking die, man. Because I get it. Sometimes there's people that can come out with confusing things, but and they'll use all these like fancy words and stuff. But like, I mean, you really just like these people really need to get fucking destroyed.
You're overcomplicating things and just confusing the flock, and that's the dangerous part, man. Because you're not simplifying things. You're going completely off, man. And the Lord hates that, man. He hates somebody that's the author of confusion, man. Because the Lord himself is not an author of confusion. And this is the book of Romans 11 and 7. What then Israel had not obtained which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So, the Lord is going to blind these people that aren't meant to receive this truth, man. That's why it's only for a remnant. It's not meant for everybody. And when we first come in, man, we realize about the truth. We're zealous. We want to tell everybody. We want to tell our friends and family. But then we slowly start to realize, man, the bitterness of, us having to leave these people behind to serve the Lord. And the scriptures say that, he that loves mother or father, sister or brother more than me is not worthy of me. So, we have to put these people, family, friends, co-workers, women, to the side if it means they're getting in the way of us serving the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, you might know somebody in real life. You might think this guy's an Edomite. And we're telling you from personal experience, not to fucking trust these people. Like, don't even, granted, if you have work or something or, activity, you know what I'm saying? You can, these people are, how do I say it, just don't get too close to these people.
I would avoid hanging out with them outside work. And that goes with the scripture, meddle thyself not in many matters. You don't want to be going to the bar with the work crew. If there's a bunch of Edomites around just to have a meal and you're caught up in that and you're out there drinking with them, and it's not the wisest thing to do, man. It really isn't. We don't recommend it. It's just not safe. The scriptures say, "Be ye therefore wise as serpents, harmless as doves." So you're around a bunch of wolves, man, and these wolves are, ravenous, man. They want to see you get in trouble.
Oh yeah, this
They wanna
devil
see
wants to
that.
see you
They're
fall.
jealous of you, man. They hate how at work the woman looking at you and not them. You know, no matter how hard they try, no matter how much money they have, no matter what position in the workplace they have, man, they're just jealous.
Because at the end of the day, Esau knows like his women are coming towards Jake. You know, his job is getting worse and worse. It's harder for his ass to, and everybody's feeling the squeeze. But you know, his kingdom, you know, that land, Babylon the Great, that was his kingdom for, you know, many years. It's getting taken away from him.
Yeah, so it's gonna get taken away from him ultimately, and you know, that's just his faith, man. And there's a scripture, and I'm gonna bring this out, and this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 20, verse 10, Salakia. And he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. So, you know, all these people, man, that over the years raped, robbed, and murdered our people, man. Okay, the blacks, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Okay, and just dealt with them egregiously. When we get to the kingdom, man, we're gonna be dealing with you, Edomites, man. We're gonna be putting you into chains. We're gonna have you as our slaves, man. And the scriptures say so. And I'm gonna bring out the book of Obadiah, 1:18, and it's a precept that you'll never see your pastor in the so-called plantation Christianity church bring out, man, because he's afraid of this. He's afraid because he knows it's true. And this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and for the house of Esau for a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. So, you know, Esau's going to be destroyed,
all these Edomites are going to get fucked. They're going to get fucked up, man.
Missile food.
You know?
There's no getting around it, man.
Yeah, and this man is so prideful, he thinks he can make a bunker. And speaking of that, I was actually, there's this Edomite dude that I knew, right? And he was talking about, you know, making investing in a bunker. This is spiritual, by the way. Investing in a bunker, a nuclear bunker. I'm like, you know, obviously I don't be telling this guy about the truth, but I said, you know what, you know, you really think that's gonna survive, man? And he was like so confident that this thing would fucking survive, you know. And I'm just judging, you know, by what he says. I believe this guy's an Edomite.
He
you know, most likely is, just by like some of the things he said in the past. But you know, I remember having a conversation with this guy a while back, and he was literally saying, you know, yeah, you know, he was thinking about getting a bunker. You know, I mean, the fact that, you know, was it 200 million nukes? 200 million nukes are gonna hit the United States, right? You know, millions of nukes, right? And you know, Salakia, if I don't know the exact number. I believe Brother Selah has a breakdown on that, but you know, basically, you know, are gonna hit America. And you think that this fucking place is gonna...
You're safe in your little $1 million bunker?
Yeah.
$10 million, $100 million bunker? You can't outrun the Lord, Esau. This is the Lord we're dealing with, man. The spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And this is the book of Revelation 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is to come, and who shall be able to stand? So, you know, it just goes to show you, man, that like they're gonna even realize, like, oh shit, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, these fucking people in rulership right now, they're gonna have that half second of surprise, man, and that it's gonna hit them. They're gonna.
It's just gonna be like,
shit.
Oh shit, like
They're
you
gonna
like
fucking burn
not
the
even like,
flames.
you know, you get shot. If someone gets shot in the head, like they don't really get even like a time. I mean, as far as I'm aware of, they don't really get time to like register. You know what I'm saying? Because you see you see a lot of these judgments happen, but like the thing is, these people, you're gonna see that they're gonna see that nuclear mushroom cloud like coming towards them.
And they
you know,
can't run. They can't
they're
run.
gonna see that shit happen.
Their money, the banks, everything
All that
is gonna
gone
get
in 1
dissipated,
hour.
man. It's gonna come into a stubble, and that's why we tell you, even King Solomon said it, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. The scriptures say, set thy affections on the things above, not on the things on earth. Meaning that you should be storing up your treasures in heaven and doing the work of the Lord, man. Focusing on this truth, man. Putting up your body as a living sacrifice.
Yeah, so Solomon knew that this world, right? Eventually everything in this world would just be, nothingness, man. And through the Spirit, he knew, and the prophets, they knew that there was going to be an end, and all that work that these people that did, it's basically just going to be fucking nothing. It's going to be useless because it's going to be a missile food, right? Bring that out.
Ecclesiastes?
No. Matthew. I think it's Matthew 10:25. Do not store up your treasures on earth.
Okay, bring this out right now. This is the book of Matthew 25.
Yeah, 25.
No, store. Okay, this is Matthew 6:19 through 21. Lay up not for yourselves treasures upon the earth, where moss and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there will be your heart be also. We gotta set our heart and mind. Heart. The heart they say is lab in Hebrew, and that's mind.
But another thing is, it was spiritual about that is that what are those treasures talking about? It's talking about this wisdom and knowledge. It's not talking about money and gold, and where a dude can just a wicked dude could just fucking come up and rob you of your money. That's why it says where moths don't corrupt, right?
Just break in and steal.
And so you can't take this knowledge and wisdom away from us.
And in Jacob's trouble, these so-called low-level millionaires, man, the ones that have their house on the water, those ones that are in the nice little gold seat, they're gonna have groups of 2/3, man, and these fucking bug out spirits just going through and ravaging their shit, man, ravaging their closets, okay. Rounding up their woman and their family and doing heinous things to them, man.
And I'm sure Jake is still gonna be, trying to, wear rob people for Gucci belts and all that bullshit during the fucking end of days. I'm sure Jake's still gonna be out here on that fucking carnal ass spirit.
And the scripture saying, Hosea chapter 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So they're ultimately lacking, man, the Lord's spirit and understanding, man. They just, following whatever, man. They're just spirits that are just created for destruction, essentially, man. And that's the thing, man. The Lord is a balanced power. He createth and destroyeth. And these Christianity people and these Catholic people and these denominations, man, they make it seem like the Lord is just this white surfer dude that, they call the name JC. And, that just goes to show you, man, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, and he covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, who is he? So he just creates, this fake illusion, man. He just brainwashes you people, man. And you know what? The Lord is going to show his true colors, man, and who he really is.
And as I was saying before, right? Solomon, he knew that the end of the world, would happen. And I believe there was a scripture about the end of something is better than the beginning of it.
Of the world is the beginning thereof.
I believe it's talking about end of something is better than beginning.
Death is better.
I don't know. I think just type that out. If you can find that.
Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7:1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death is better than the day of one's birth.
Yeah. So and that goes with the end of the world, right? Because this man's society, Esau, when his society collapses, right? We're gonna be on top. The righteous man of the Lord. Jake is gonna be on top, man. Not these fucking wicked ass dumbass Edomites,
You know,
not your fucking, your
Ishmaelites.
fucking boss, your heathen boss. That's a Mo.
Not them, that dumb sand monkey Ishmaelite.
Yeah.
That's sticking his head in a fucking box.
Yeah, they're gonna be no fucking Instagram or these fucking brainwashing, all this bullshit. All that shit's gonna be out the window, man.
And this is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So, we got to be patient, man. We got to be humble. We can't be exalting ourselves, man. If anything, we got to exalt the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We got to brag about the Lord, and just do his work fervently and just, try to do our best to stay humble, man, and keep it pushing, man, pushing out the work.
Yeah. And, but yeah, obviously, we went to the spirit, we talk about various different topics in this lesson,
I do want to bring out the Revelation mark of the beast.
Yeah, you bring that out.
So I'm gonna go into Revelation.
But I was saying it's the most important thing is to understand that the mark of the beast is the form of the microchip.
Yeah.
Right? It comes in the form. It's gonna be implemented in the hand or the forehead, right? Don't fucking listen to these people that are saying saying it's this, it's not, it's a Sunday worship and all this, it's not keeping the Sabbath, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
So we're gonna start from Revelation 13 and 13 on down, and it says, "And he that doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make the image of the beast, and which have the wound by the sword, and did live."
And those miracles, right? Esau is going to come out with this device, and he's going to make it seem like it's like some magical thing, healing people and all that,
People able to see holograms with this. They're going to be able to, do things in
you can upload your consciousness.
You can play GTA in game, and these stupid dumb niggas are gonna fall for that shit, man. These dumbass, just on the block niggas that are just wasting away.
Because they're trying to hold on to this world.
Yeah, man.
That's why they love that virtual reality fucking shit.
The scriptures say, "Love not the world or anything in the world." Because if you do, the love of the Father is not in you. Roughly paraphrasing. So it continues to say on Revelation 13 and 15, "And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their forehead." So, that's talking about, the small, the rich, the poor, those that are free and those that are in jail, and they're all going to receive a mark. And, I wanted to make one quick point. They were even telling people in jail that they could make their sentence go by faster if they got some sort of software implanted in them. And that's just going to show you, man, the deception of Esau. He's going to just cause all these people to fall for it. Oh, you can.
They started doing that now?
You can make your sentence from 30 years to feel like 5 years.
Wow.
Niggas are going to be like, sign me up, man.
Yeah.
Most of them are already wicked, man. So this is the devices that we're speaking about, man. He's going to make paralyzed people all of a sudden turn and they be able to walk. Okay? He's going to make people with cancer suddenly get healed. And that's the devil, man. He's an angel that deceives himself.
Yeah.
And continuing on.
And he might just make act, like put up little, actors and shit for shit like that.
Crisis actors and actors talking about how good it is, man. Most of you niggas, if you see Drake or Kanye West talking about some shit, you niggas would line up for it, man. That's how stupid you are. You 2/3, man, you wicked ass people, man. You follow whatever this devil feeds you. And so continuing on, and it says in Revelation 13 and 17, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 603,6." So, it's saying to you right now, you can't buy or sell unless you have this mark. And, we saw just the other day that in England, if you don't have the digital ID, which is not the mark, that's just leading up to it, they said that if you don't have this, you're gonna have to pay a 85-pound fine. That equates to $117 US. So just imagine if you try to go into a bar, or you try to go into Costco, or Sam's Club, or anywhere for that matter, and you don't have this thing in America. Imagine what fines they're gonna charge you. They're gonna make it seem like it's like an ID. You don't have your driver's license? Well, you're gonna get your license suspended.
Yeah, I want to say something because Esau, he does something called dehumanization, where basically he'll make one group basically seem like they're not human if they don't follow this rule. And that's what you saw with that whole thing
5 years ago.
Yeah, and they're gonna do the same fucking thing.
Like you're another breed of people. Like you're another group of people.
And that's what he does. It's a car, right? You saying these people are alien. Like aliens, or these people are the worst of the worst people. You know what I'm saying? With this man, listen to how he talks. This is what they do. They just divide people against each other, and it's gonna be like that. That's why the scriptures talk about love not the world and the things therein.
Yeah, and this is I want to bring on Mark because there's so many people out there, man, breaking this down completely wrong, and we got to bring it out to tell you guys, and blue letter. And we're gonna bring this out right now in the blue letter. This is G40, G54 and 80, and we're gonna bring this out. Charagma, listen in. Okay, well the audio is not working right now, but it says charagma, and if we're gonna bring this out in the biblical usage, a stamp and imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous image. So, that has to be carved into you. That's an incision. How are you going to get Sunday worship incisioned on you? That makes no fucking sense. How are you going to get the name JC incisioned on you? These people are so stupid. This is why, man, you can't break things down wrong, man. It's so dangerous. It clearly says if you break this word, okay, it says that it's carved, okay, and an imprinted mark, and that mark is going to be the RFID microchip, okay? And you taking that is going to give allegiance to the Antichrist, man, Satan and his present, and following this present temporal and evil world, man. You don't want to choose to do what the will of the Heavenly Father is, man. You want to choose to follow the left side and choose to conform to evil, man, and the ways of this world, man. And the Lord is going to cut you off, man. He's going to spew you out. If you take that mark, you will not be able to receive salvation, man. You're going to get plagued. And the scriptures do speak about that. The people are going to receive plagues for the fact that they took that.
Yeah.
So you gotta do whatever you can, man, to resist and prepare your mind right now during this green tree. Continue to still learn under the elders and apostles, man. Watch
while it's still available.
While it's still available.
Because the famine of word is going to happen.
What happened the other day? Amazon Web Services shut off
down
over 30 applications. Okay, even us, we couldn't work with certain things for our job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this was an application that not many people even use. So just imagine, man, when Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, text messages all get shut out, man. People are gonna start.
Because the Lord's gonna ordain that to happen at the end of the day, so it's gonna happen.
This is why we have to push out the work and diligence, and seek the Lord while He may be found, as the scriptures say.
Yeah.
This is why we have to continue to study, continue to edify, break bread with the brothers, man, that are sincere and following true doctrine. Because when that time comes, man, we're gonna be prepared, man, and our house is gonna be like a firm rock, a firm foundation. And we don't want to be like that house built upon sand. We didn't prepare enough. We didn't have oil in our lamp, as the parable of the 10 virgins speaks about.
Yep.
That's the thing, man. This is all about preparation and repetition. Even if we repeat things 100 times, it's still profitable for the ministry, man, because we're just solidifying it more and more, man. And our people are stiff necked. And 1044, Kala Yahweh. So with that being said, continue to push out this work, man. Continue to stay on point. Be sober and vigilant. And always pray, man, to Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. With that being said, we'd like to close out.
Yeah, hopefully this was edifying. We're going to say all praises to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles, like great millstones, who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutation to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect, and the 1/3. I'm the brother Yahusab,
And the brother Brock.
Kwam Yasharala, and Abad Babal.
Shalom.